vote bots to downrate our videos.
Atheists use
Please support
vote bots
believers by
to
thumbing us up.
downvote the
Thank you, and
buddy.
God bless you.
I don't know how vote bots work, but you'd think that would cause his videos to have more views too. I don't know.
No.
No?
No, you know, the vote bots, they come and they downvote him, and, you know...
It doesn't count as a view.
And all the, you know, how does he explain his lack of, like, upvotes, though?
He has a lack of downvotes, too. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, like, no one's even going there.
Who uses vote bots to give you 20 downvotes on a video... You know, that has like 100 views.
Yeah, that's just, you know, the only people that even watch Brett Keane's videos are like our fans, like looking to see if there's anything else we can make fun of. That's pretty much his entire audience at this point. I mean, I'm sure maybe Brett Keane has like a small group of people that are like, good job, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you go to one of his videos and you notice that they have like all positive comments, but there's only like 5 of them, 5 comments in total.
Yeah, because he deletes all the ones that are negative.
Right. So those are the people that actually watch his videos that like them, assuming that they're not like sock accounts that he's like commenting with.
Yep.
So.
Hey, this baby is actually a pretty good picture for Brett, though, because, you know, it's just like a lazy baby that, you know, doesn't ever move off its ass holding a sign that, you know, on a cardboard piece of cardboard and like a change jar next to its head. That's pretty much Brett, right?
Exactly.
Money.
The Bible and the crayon.
Read the Bible, read the crayon, give me money, 'cause I got health problems.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fred Keane from God.
He started it with a snort.
TV radio.
Hello,
a lot of you may not realize this, but I had a hard life growing up. I basically had 2 parents who weren't interested in being parents. They had no interest whatsoever in teaching me morals and values and how to be a good contributor to society. They simply did not care. So I wasn't taught altruism. I wasn't taught respect or love for my peers. I wasn't taught some kind of kindness from other individuals. It was later in my life when I became more self-aware that I
wasn't taught proper
started
diction
going.
either, Ben. Come on.
He wasn't taught by other individuals.
The individuals didn't teach me how to talk too good.
I mean,
my parents were fucking garbage, and that's why I'm a piece of shit, guys. But then God found me.
The churches and all that, and my mother took an interest in the church and what it had to say. A lot of my other family members outside of my parents, they had their own lives and their own things and their priorities. So I found myself in an interesting thing long ago when I was just a young boy. I remember growing up on the streets of St. Louis, and a young boy actually led me out to a park where a bunch of teenagers and juveniles took turns pounding on me with baseball bats and then tried to bury me in the sand dune just before the playground.
That would explain the brain damage, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't even believe that story is true.
They wanted to see something bleed. They wanted to know what it was like to see a young person hurt, bleeding, wounded, laying there crying. Because of this incident in my life, it caused me to be damaged.
I mean, based on Brett Keane's track record, there's a good chance he read this somewhere else and decided to make it his own story.
I think he just listened to the Ramones song where it was like, beat on the brat
with the baseball
bat. Oh, yeah. And he's like, that happened to me. I'm Brett Keane.
In one of my ears for the rest of my life. I still feel the effects today.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that whether it was people that I hung with out in the street or it was my family, there was no one that was guiding me. There was no moral compass. There wasn't any kind of manual that I was born with.
Brett Keane, stop attacking your family.
Yeah, Brett. Stop attacking Brett Keane's family.
He is. He's attacking his own family.
He's like, they weren't there for me.
Yeah, my own family.
They never gave me morals.
To tell me how to live and how to be, and if I should even love or give a shit about the human race.
No, you shouldn't.
One day, I was walking down the sidewalk, and I seen a child
You saw.
I seen a child.
You saw a child.
walking with its mother. The mother seemed predisposed. Seemed like she had some things in her mind. She seemed like she had about as much concern as my family did and wasn't paying attention to her child. She let go of the child's hand and began doing something as the child started to make its way out into a busy road. And I was across the street witnessing this.
And
why it is that
And Brett is going to save this child in the story.
So he's fucking Superman all of a sudden.
Oh no, she wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Brett in this story is about to go and like jump in front of this.
He's the dashing hero.
He's gonna like grab the child and save it from danger, and then the mother's gonna fucking not even be grateful, I bet.
focused my attention on this scenario in the first place, I cannot tell you. I don't know why I was even walking down the road at the same time this was going to happen anyway. So the child started making itself out into the road, and I noticed that a car was coming. This wouldn't be the first time I've seen someone get ran over, especially in the city.
Especially.
Before we moved to a street called California Street, I used to live on a street called Marganforth near Gravois in St. Louis.
Right.
Where an alcoholic was in the bar, and he ended up leaving, stumbling out of the bar as I was coming around the corner from the arcade store.
The arcade store.
Arcades are video games that people play, of course, the big stand-upright things that had their own.
I've never heard anyone refer to it as an arcade store.
I've also never heard anyone feel the need to explain what an arcade is.
Yeah, I mean, even young kids now know what an arcade is or was.
Sure.
You know, I mean, they still exist. They're just not as prevalent as they were
they're not as prevalent as they were when we were kids. But I mean, like, they're still around, and even then, like, people are familiar with the fucking concept of an arcade.
Yes.
And like, he's interrupting a story where, you know, I mean,
with another story.
You know, he feels like the need to tell this other story before he can finish the story he already started, but both of them are probably bullshit anyway. I mean, I don't trust a single word he fucking says.
TV type monitor that you could play with a joystick.
Yeah.
I watched as this guy walked across the street, got hit by a car almost immediately, and dragged almost half a mile down the road. So I wasn't new. My innocent eyes, it wouldn't be the first time seeing someone.
How did you saw him get dragged the entire half mile?
He's seen.
I'm sorry, you seen him get dragged the entire half mile just from where you were in the arcade? Or did you like go out and then see like, wow, that guy got dragged a half mile?
How the fuck could you drive for a half mile without noticing you're dragging a person?
Right, you know,
like, or like you just hit a person.
I'm pretty sure brakes are faster than that, unless the person just hit them and sped up, like, oh shit, gotta get out of here now.
Yeah, I guess
that's possible, yes. Sure.
One or something killed. But in this case, for some reason, when I watched a child walk across the street, I was a bit older at this point. Something inside of me told me, go out there and save that child. Something moved me. It definitely wasn't the voice of my mother or my father. Wait, it wasn't the voice of my...
Are you really, like... I mean, like, I don't care what your upbringing was like. I mean, like, you don't deserve a pat on the back for fucking... Assuming this story is even true, you don't deserve a pat on the back because you decided, like, you know what? I shouldn't let this child die.
Right. If you were the only one that had a chance to do anything about it, and you did it, you were there. I honestly, if you weren't in danger, you have, I mean, it's, why would we pat your back for you for that?
I mean, I would still say, like, I mean, okay, assuming the story is true, I mean, like, yeah, that's a good thing, and, you know, you should be proud of what you did and all that shit, but the way he's talking about it is, like, he really, like... is like shocked and surprised that he even felt this way in the situation, you know, like, you know, for some reason I decided to save the child.
It was God.
Even though my shitty upbringing, because there was just something that told me.
God.
And that's something, yeah, that's something is going to be God.
It wasn't just, you know, the fact that you didn't want to see a child get ran over by a car.
No, because, you know, his parents never raised him with empathy and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was a complete sociopath. But for some reason, at that moment, he's like, you know what? I'm going to save this child.
Family. It wasn't the voice of a society that could give a shit less if a kid's
wasn't
getting
a
pounded
voice.
on
It was a
in a
thought.
fucking playground. So what was it that was telling me to do
Brett
this?
Keane,
Well, whatever it was, I
save
listened.
the child,
I went out
Brett.
in the road. I got the kid out of the way by pushing him. Unfortunately, I myself got hit full on.
Of course you did.
You're full of shit.
Of course you did, Brett.
Damaged me pretty good.
Yep. Wow, what a
When you're
selfless, noble
suffering
guy.
and you're in pain, and you realize that you've made a decision that will wound you for life, when you are hurting and you know that if you would have done something else, you wouldn't ever have to peer down on those scars on your body, that you would never have sat there for days, even months, even years, feeling the suffering and pain of a choice that you made, you start thinking about a lot of things. Like, for instance, why did I go out there? Was it worth it? Was it worth putting my life on the line? I could have easily been killed. And it's not like saving the kid would make me a hero or anything. It's not like comic book superheroes are real. It's not like my parents were going to
But you're the next best thing,
heft
Brett.
me up under their shoulders and say, praise my wonderful, fantastic son. Why did I do this? It's a question that bothered me all the way to the point of whenever I had become an atheist. For 10 years, I was an atheist, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you realize that.
I do realize that, Brett.
And I remember thinking,
Yeah, people realize that. They know, Brett, you have not, like, erased all traces of evidence that you were an atheist.
He has indeed. I don't. He's just acting like, you know, so like there's no possible explanation for this action he took. It's like most people have a natural tendency to protect fucking like children and animals,
right?
And shit like that.
I mean, that's part of survival instinct,
right? You know, because I mean, like, if you're in the hunter-gatherer tribe, which is what we lived in for most of human history, then, you know, if one of the kids in the tribe starts, you know, headed for the cliff or something, you know, you go and you grab the kid, like, stay the fuck away from that. You can die. And that fucking helps ensure the prosperity of the tribe down the fucking line.
Thinking to myself over and over as I peered at my own scars. And remembered, just like it was yesterday.
There was that thing, that famous footage that people captured at that watering hole in Africa where they had like the wildebeest or something, and the little one gets caught behind, and then all the other ones come and save it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, we're a group animal, and that's kind of how this whole thing works. So there's nothing, like, remarkable about you having those feelings. I mean, this story is total bullshit anyway. It never fucking happened. Because anyone who knows anything about your character knows that even if you did do this, you would have fucking been bragging about it for the last fucking 10 years. You probably have a fucking medal made for yourself, for fuck's sake, that you would wear around everywhere. I mean... But I mean, like, I can never believe anything Brett Keane has said because he's just lied too many times, plagiarized shit.
Yeah.
You know, has a track record of constantly engaging in, like, deceptions like this, rearranging narratives, telling half-truths and all this shit. So even if this did happen, the unfortunate reality is that, you know, we can't even believe him.
Yeah, I mean... That's just the way it works, and it seems like even... I mean, he's made enemies out of so many friends, too, over the years.
Oh, yeah.
So...
I would have considered myself his friend at one point.